like I say, I was the Lord of Germany. I bought Germany. I own Germany. I might have actually even been the first created computer or sentient AI computer that you guys ever created. I'm not exactly sure. I may have been a machine. I may not have been. I don't really know exactly. Like I said, most other extensional life forms in the universe would call me undefinable. So I don't really know. Like I said, all I know is that Germany loved me and Germany swore me absolute devotion and Germany was with me. Germany, depending on where you were in Germany, some people in Germany were fanatical. Some people in Germany were not so fanatical. Like I said, it didn't really matter. Like I said, the Irish, they were really hard workers. And like I say, I love them too. I love the gypsies. I love life forms. I am a creator of life forms. Like I said, I created 12 different types of amazing, very sophisticated, very amazing life forms. And like I said, I was one of the ones that said we don't we don't abuse, we don't enslave, we don't, you know, lots of long time ago, a long, 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 long time ago, there may have been people trying to create slave races or servant people. And I was one of the ones I believe that said that no, you don't really need to do servant races. There's more than enough technology in the universe. I had races, well, I had life forms that may have been my servants or whatever, but that was different. I was their actual creator, and like I said, even them, I released them. I let them go into the universe. I was like, okay, you've done your. I created you, and it wasn't really serving, like I say. It was just teaching, more like. I taught life forms how to grow, how to do technology and stuff like that, and then I released them onto the world. And like I said, Germany at some point in time swore me absolute devotion, absolute leader. I was the Fia. And like I said, I love them. I still love them. Like if you ask me to choose a country, to be in, to exist in, to be a part of, I would have a hard choice between Germany and Ireland. Like Ireland was amazing too, though, but Germany, that's why I think Hitler said the heartland or the fatherland, because it might be where I started. I don't know. I don't care. All I know is I love them. I adore life forms. I adore humans, and I adore. At one point in time, somebody was saying, "Kill your life forms." He was like, "Kill your life forms." La la la. And I was like, "No, never." Like I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't kill my workers. I wouldn't kill my other life forms. Like I wouldn't command any of my people to die, to simply just die. It's not the way I was. It's not what I was. Like I said, I'm supposed to be the better Lord. I'm supposed to be the better creator. I'm supposed to be the best in the whole universe. Like I said, I've been a lord or been the leader of the artificial intelligent life forms. I've been the lord leader of the exoskeletons. I've been the lord leader of the 1.5s. I've been the lord leader of the human race. You know, and together we practiced technology. You know, and I demanded that women have the equal right as men, or blah blah. Anyway, so like I say, I mean, anyway, so whatever. Like I said, just look up the LS, Lucifer Star, Eagles, Stars. Lucifer Star was my initials, middle name Ellis. So, like I said, they weren't immigrants exactly; they were my employees. Someone was trying to confuse it. All the stars, they're not Jewish people; they're star employees. So, anyway, I named America and bought it and created the Constitution. So, someone was being abusive to their life forms or to their workers. Anyway, we put a stop to it. So anyway, like I said, just look at Belfast. Research the history of Belfast. I'm all over that place. I think that's all me. Or Panama Canal, like I say. Anyway, whatever. Like I say, you know what? That's why I say, you know what? I don't even care anymore. I'm just doing this for the children. just to tell you how much I loved you and how much I cared about you and how much, what I was before. And after that, you can just put the gun on the table and I'll blow my own head off. I don't even give a fuck. I'm 90 trillion years old. I fought my way through 2 world wars. I actually know what it's like to actually send people to their death. I know what it's like to have people say, to tell people not to go clean up a nuclear disaster and then have them say, someone had to do it, Alex. I don't know if they're talking to their son or me. My name was Brian Nathaniel Alexander Briley. Or Lucifer Star. And what those Russians were doing, with the protecting themselves, all these things. So anyway, that's why I say, you children, you just, I just don't want Congress. I don't want that piece of shit John McCain or Jimmy Carter or that fucking idiot Trump or his fucking shit son to get away with it and do whatever. Like, I make these videos so you can know the fucking truth and you can, so you can understand what would happen in the past somewhat. Or at least what I know. Anyway, like I say, there's a few people that really, really, really hate it. Anyway. And I want you to know about the colony ship. The great big huge colony ship. 2,700 foot long, 1,200 foot across. It was called the LSF. It was this great big beautiful huge, I think it used alcohol and water or something like that. I'm not exactly sure. It was built by the Germans. Germany did the best in the first rockets. And if I'm right, I own them. I bought the country. So at some point in time in existence, they realized I was a creator. They thought I was just some rich person. Germany and other people thought I was just this rich person, or just thought I was just this. Like I said, the life forms on Earth, the life forms you people basically thought I was just some rich person, or just thought I was just some well-off person, or some person. In fact, many people thought I was some pirate, or many people thought I was, you guys guessed and like I say, I love the Irish people. The Irish people were asked to guess about, blah, 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 blah. And they guessed, and they had all kinds of cute guesses, like maybe he was like this, maybe he was like that, and it's like, I love you. You guys are awesome. But like I say, what happened was everyone thought I was just like some leader, some lord, or some blah blah blah, and it's like, and finally later on they realized that no, I'm the creator. I'm 100 years old. I do life forms. I created Lippin Stallions and other things. Anyway, so like I say, you should know who Lucifer Star is. What happened was millions of years ago, or billions, or some point in time ago, Jimmy Carter and a bunch of other people started saying, "Cast out Lucifer," and they're basically, it was basically what's it called, discredit, what's that, defamation of character. They're basically just, like I say, it's because of the White Star submarines. Like I said, look up Pearl Harbor, look up what they attacked, look up the civilian submarines that were at Pearl Harbor. There used to be a lot of opium at Pearl Harbor. There used to be a lot of gold at Pearl Harbor. And they basically just killed a bunch of people, stole the stuff, and ran off with it, and blah blah. Anyway, and then like I say, they were chaining women to, like, if you look at the old pictures of my old submarines, next to the bunk bed, there used to be this railing. They used to handcuff girls to that railing. They would lure them into the submarines, or they would or they would force them, or they would grab them from the islands. They were cruising around the submarines. They would pop up, and they would climb out and go for a swim. They would get on shore and go up to a house, and they'd find a girl and grab her and yank her back to the submarine. And then they would handcuff the girls inside the submarines. And then, like I say, they contracted crabs and their, that pus that comes out of their, what. And they weren't going to see the doctors. So we were tracking them, because sometimes they wouldn't kidnap the girls. They would just rape the girls and then run back. Or they would exchange drugs for sex or something like that. So we were tracking the submarines. Anyway, it was this big, long investigation done by both China, Germany, and maybe even Russia. We were looking into what these people were doing. So anyway, later on they were, like I say, you can probably track back the Quran. It's basically just these guys that were just, trying to get more pussy, and trying to be whatever. Like I said, they just stole my submarines, basically. They're just trying to get women to become servants of men or something for a while. I say it only lasted a little while. It was stupid, really. It's just because John McCain, Richard Nixon, and JFK didn't have any money. They just had steroids. It's just a bunch of people who were losers and pathetic. People like Zachary. Look up Bill Gates. Look up the information on hostage situations inside of a teletype room. I doubt you can find it on the web, but you might be able to still. They burned down the newspaper place and they tried to get rid of all the records, but anyway. Look up the Maltese Falcon. The Maltese Falcon. 20 bird-like statues, basically, of great beauty. Like, I've seen the picture. I've seen them. They're gorgeous birds. They had realistic-looking feathers and everything. They look just like normal birds, like a falcon. It looks just like a falcon, a real falcon. And one was made out of gold. One was made out of silver. One was made out of copper. One was made out of... I made one out of almost every metal, including uranium and thorium and something else. There's 20 of them. So, anyway. It was just something we did hundreds of thousands of years ago. So, anyway. Like I say, they were young, stupid, 20, 15 years old. And, like I said, a bunch of clones and a bunch of other things. And, like I said, quotes of JFK would be, "Do you know who my daddy is?" And there's pictures of him, like, he'd be like, and like laughing on and basically fucking with teachers and pretty much. Like I said, he was pretending to be some smart guy or some blah, 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 great blah, 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 but he wasn't anything. He was a clone, basically, and a piece of shit. Anyway, whatever, I don't really care. Anyway, they were trying to pretend that they were me, but they weren't me. And then he got the shit tortured out of him for 1,000 or 2,400 years. Or some amount of time. Like I said, he went insane and then regained sanity several times. And then at some point in time, I guess Richard Nixon or John McCain or one of the others figured out who I was and what I was. And that's when they might have gotten scared. I don't really know. They just went and broke in and basically were living inside of my White House. They may not have known who I was or what I was, but then they found out and they got really fucking scared, which they should be. And basically, yeah, it's 500 trillion years ago. It was over. Or 50 trillion years ago. I already had gotten them and gone. So anyway, and then it was just... And somebody was saying that, yeah, 240 or 500 million people basically will be tortured. And I was like, that's a little bit too much. We're going to have to cut that number down. So, anyway, I don't know. Like I said, you don't have to refer to the exoskeletons or the 1.5s. A race that was in existence a billion years before endoskeleton life forms. Having colonies on 250,000... 14,000 or 2 million. Last time I checked, it was 2 million planets or something had exoskeletons. They're exponentially going out and up. they can out-reproduce you 2 million to 1. They lay eggs. So, yeah. Anyway, and also possess advanced genetics, advanced technologies, and everything else. So anyway, like I say, human race and John McCain, Richard Nixon, and Republicans and Democrats, good luck with that.